Welcome, believers. Welcome, you wonderfully weird people. Welcome to the Haunting of Skirrid Inn. Okay, now beneath the looming shadows of the Skirrid Mountain in Monmouthshire, Wales, stands an ancient inn with a reputation that has chilled visitors for generations. By daylight, it looks like a place of history, character, and old world charm. But when night falls, the atmosphere shifts, the air grows heavy, the silence deepens, and those who enter begin to feel they may not be alone. Now, this is the story of the Haunting of Skirrid Inn, a place many believe to be one of the most haunted inns of all of Britain. The Skirrid Inn is no ordinary pub. Its origins are said to stretch back centuries, with parts of the building believed by some to date back as far as the 12th century. Now, over the years, it has welcomed travellers, locals, and curious visitors from far and wide. But along with its long history comes something darker. Now, legends claim the inn was once used not only as a place of rest, but also as a courtroom and even a place of execution. So it makes you think, doesn't it? You know, buildings get stained, don't they? Now, according to local law, condemned prisoners were sentenced within the building itself. Their fate, it is said, was sealed upstairs before they were hanged from a beam inside the inn. Okay, a beam from inside the inn, and the beam, it still remains there. And it would, I suppose, you wouldn't rip it apart, but that must take some residue, some energy. As for many who visit the Skirrid Inn, it is not just an old piece of timber. It is a reminder that whatever happened there may have left something behind. Now, people have long described a strange and oppressive feeling inside the building. Some speak of sudden cold spots, as though warmth itself is being poured out of the very air around them. Others describe a wave of unease arriving without warning, a feeling of dread so intense that it seems to press down on their chest and make breathing difficult. Some say the sensation is stronger near the staircase in the upper rooms. These guests and staff alike have reported feeling watched, followed, even surrounded by something they cannot see. Now, then there's the sounds. Heavy footsteps have reportedly been heard crossing empty rooms above. Doors have opened on their own, and glasses have rattled for no apparent reason. Lights have flickered in rooms where no one is standing. In the middle of the night, guests have been awakened with the unmistakable feeling that someone is in the room with them. And that is a built-in defence system for humans, isn't it? I think we've all felt that. I know I have. And yet when they look, no one is in the room. I don't think I would stay there, to be honest with you, because as I say, down to the paranormal gang, I'm a bit of a coward. But perhaps the most chilling reports are those involving apparitions. Shadowy figures have been seen on the staircase. Dark forms have appeared at the end of the hallways, only to vanish a moment later. Now, staff have spoken of catching movement from the corner of their eye, turning quickly and finding nothing at all. Some believe the spirit of a man in an old-fashioned clothing still lingers within the inn, perhaps forever bound to the violence of its past. Others believe the inn is haunted by more than one presence. If the tales of the executions are true, then perhaps the dead never truly left. Perhaps those who met their end inside the Skirrid Inn, or the Skirrid Inn, were still walking its halls. Now, others believe the inn is haunted by more than one presence. Now, if the tales of executions are true, then perhaps the dead never truly left. Perhaps those who met their end inside the Skirrid Inn still walk its halls, replaying their final moment in the place where their lives were taken. And that's sad, isn't it? That's quite scary. And maybe that is why some guests have reported terrifying nights in the upstairs rooms. Beds shaken, Sudden ice touches in the dark, the sound of breathing near the bed when no one else is there. Some have even claimed to wake and see a figure standing silently at the foot of their bed watching. Imagine opening your eyes in the dead of night. The room is still, the walls are old, the darkness feels thick, almost alive. Then you realise you're no longer alone. Now, paranormal investigators have visited the Skirrid Inn many, many times, hoping to capture evidence of the strange activity that is said to occur there. Some have left convinced that the building is home to genuine supernatural forces. Others remain sceptical, pointing out that the old building naturally creaks and groans and shifts with time. Wind rattles windows and wooden beams settle. Stories grow larger with each retelling, and you cannot deny that. All right, but I think we all know the creak of a window, the rattle of panes, the swelling of door frames. We all know that. I mean, that doesn't explain the shadows in the night, the presence of feeling someone at your bed, does it? Now, maybe it is the old age of the inn. Maybe it is the stories attached to it. Or maybe it is the simple fact that certain places seem to hold on to emotions of the past. Fear, suffering, judgment and death. If such things happen within these walls, perhaps the Skirrid Inn has never truly let them go. And I believe that. I did a story about the Borley Rectory. I genuinely believe that these buildings can be stained with emotions. These places where history feels close, and there are places where history still feels alive. The Skirrid Inn may be one of them. A building where ancient beings seem to remember, where staircases creak beneath unseen feet, where the silence itself feels occupied. I'm going to buy that. So if you ever find yourself in the Monmouthshire, standing beneath the shadows of the mountain, and you decide to step inside the ancient inn, take a moment to listen carefully. Listen for footsteps in empty rooms. Listen for whispers in the dark. And listen for the sound of a past that may never have passed at all. So, this is the Skirrid Inn. What do you think? Because at the Skirrid Inn, some believe the door is always open, not only to weary travellers and curious visitors, but to those who never truly left. And if you are a spirit believer, and I am a spirit believer, be careful, because once night falls, you may begin to understand why so many call it one of the most haunted inns in Britain. The Skirrid Inn. It's quite atmospheric, isn't it? I might, if I get the opportunity, go and stay there one night, but believe me, it will take a lot of bourbon for me to do that. All right, well, this was UFO Aliens and Weird Stuff. Really appreciate you sticking around. That is fantastic. And I will catch you next week. Thanks very much.